Prince William resumed his royal duties after taking a break, and the only thing making headlines was his new beard. Yes, the beard! It's almost amusing how the media's focus shifts from major world events to facial hair when it comes to the royal family. And while some might throw stones at me for saying this, I honestly don't mind the beard. He looks quite good with it. But, the beard aside, no sooner had William resumed his duties than he began voicing concerns and complaints, setting the stage for another break. After all, that's all the royal household has been doing this year. And, of course, Harry and Meghan are at the centre of William's whining. One headline, for instance, read, "Harry, Meghan's presence will detract British royals from serious work. William, King urged to avoid reunion." The so-called reunion aside, this headline begs the question, what serious work are we talking about? If we are to believe that Prince Harry and Meghan's presence could derail the royal family from its duties, it stands to reason that some work must be happening. But where is this serious work? For years now, the royal family has been cast in a narrative that depicts them as busy individuals, tirelessly serving the British people. The reality, however, is often quite different. The most memorable stories about the royal family revolve around ceremonial events, family feuds, and vacation spots, not exactly what one would consider serious, impactful work. And yet, the media would have us believe that Harry and Meghan, by simply existing or, heaven forbid, making an appearance at a family event, could somehow detract from all this important work. This headline is not only laughable, but also a transparent attempt to deflect attention from the fact that little substantial work is actually happening within the monarchy. Another quote from the article claims that most supporters of the monarchy would be appalled at the prospect of the Sussexes appearing at Christmas. Their presence would surely detract from the serious work the royal family does throughout the year. I would argue, before we start worrying about Christmas appearances, let's see if the royal family can get through a week of meaningful work. What serious work are they doing that is at risk of being interrupted? Where are the groundbreaking initiatives, the in-depth engagements, the real impact? As I said, bringing Harry and Meghan into the conversation is just a convenient distraction from the lack of visible, impactful work from the rest of the royals. It's also hard to ignore the irony here. William, Kate, and the rest of the royal family seem to be more concerned about Harry and Meghan than their own public duties. Another article, titled, "William and Kate have justifiable fear about Harry and Meghan. Anything they say could," taps into this ongoing narrative. It suggests that the future British monarch and his wife have a justifiable fear related to the reunion with Prince Harry and Meghan. According to an insider, William and Kate are worried that private conversations with Harry and Meghan might end up in a future book or TV show. This fear is rather revealing. The royal family, particularly William and Kate, are keen to protect their image at all costs. But if their biggest concern is private conversations being leaked, perhaps they should shift their focus to rebuilding the trust and relationships that were damaged. After all, the content of those private conversations would only be problematic if there's something to hide. Instead of worrying about potential leaks, perhaps they should focus on the serious work they claim to be doing, something that would render gossip and family drama irrelevant in the first place. What's more troubling is that these so-called insiders rarely tell us anything of substance about what William and Kate are working on. Their fears, their emotions, their relationship with Harry, this is what the press feeds on. But where are the stories about the initiatives they are spearheading? Where are the in-depth reports on their projects, their vision for the future of the monarchy, or their efforts to connect with the British public? Instead, it's always Harry and Meghan who dominate the conversation, even when they are thousands of miles away and clearly busy with their own lives. Let's face it, Prince William's beard is the most exciting headline to come out of his return to duties, and that's telling. The royal family has long benefited from a reputation of duty and service, but in recent years, it has become clear that this image is little more than a carefully curated narrative. What we often see, instead of hard work, are extended vacations, occasional public appearances, and the ever-present gossip about Harry and Meghan. One can't help but suspect that sooner rather than later, William will be taking another break. It's almost as if this narrative about the Sussexes detracting from serious work is being laid down as groundwork for an excuse to deflect attention from the fact that the royal family is not as busy or engaged as they should be. With all eyes on Harry and Meghan, William can conveniently slip into the background without anyone asking too many questions about his workload. Let's be clear, this isn't just a matter of taking time off. Everyone needs a break, and no one is suggesting that William and Kate should be working around the clock. But when you're in one of the most public roles in the world, there's an expectation that you'll be actively engaging with the issues that matter to the British public. And yet, the most we get is, Hot Prince William is back with his official new stubble. The constant chatter about Harry and Meghan, especially in relation to the royal family, is more than just a distraction. It's an obsession. The British media has made a cottage industry out of analysing every move the Sussexes make, while conveniently ignoring the lack of substantive work coming from the rest of the royal family. The fact that articles about William and Kate often revolve around their fears of Harry and Meghan is a testament to how much the media relies on the Sussexes to generate interest. In many ways, Harry and Meghan have become the scapegoats for the royal family's lack of visibility and action. Every time there's a lull in royal news, the media trots out another story about the potential distraction the Sussexes pose. But it's not Harry and Meghan who are causing the royal family to falter. It's the institution's own inability to evolve and engage with the modern world in a meaningful way. Instead of focusing on their fear of private conversations being leaked or whether Harry and Meghan might steal the spotlight at Christmas, the royal family, and the media that covers them, should be focusing on the real issues at hand. What are William and Kate's plans for the future of the monarchy? How are they addressing the very real concerns of a British public that is increasingly sceptical of the monarchy's relevance? What concrete steps are they taking to make the royal family more inclusive, transparent, and engaged with the world beyond palace walls? The bottom line is, Prince William's beard may have made headlines, but the real story here is the royal family's persistent reliance on Harry and Meghan to deflect from their own lack of meaningful action. The narrative that Harry and Meghan's presence could detract from the serious work of the royal family is absurd because, quite frankly, that serious work is rarely visible. And if we are being serious, if William was so swamped with work, he wouldn't be thinking or talking about Harry and Meghan. The Sussexes, whether they choose to attend Christmas or not, are not the reason the royal family struggles to maintain its relevance in the modern world. Instead of constantly framing Harry and Meghan as the problem, perhaps it's time for the royal family to look inward. The real issue isn't what Harry and Meghan might say in a future book or TV show. It's that the royal family has yet to prove they are capable of doing the kind of meaningful, impactful work that would make those conversations irrelevant. Until that changes, the focus will always be on Harry and Meghan, not because they are distracting the public, but because they are the ones who have shown they are willing to step up and do the work. Thank you for watching.